Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends and subscribers. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to create an online registration form with Laravel 5.4, where I will show you using different form elements and create an online registration form using Laravel. Okay, here you can see I have taken different form elements like input, text password field, and then date picker. This is a jQuery date picker, and then radio buttons for storing gender, and then drop down menu for storing country, and then text area for address, and then a checkbox. Okay, I have taken all the different types of form elements in this video tutorial so that it will be helpful for you guys whenever you will be developing applications where these form elements will be required. Okay, so let me just give you a quick overview of this application form. Here I have taken some few all different types of form elements, and if I try to submit the form without entering any data in these text boxes and drop downs menus, then it will show me some list of errors. Like if I now right now you can see I have not entered anything in any of the field. So if I click on submit, now it will show me some errors. Yeah, you can see it has shown me some different types of errors, like the name field is required, email field is required, password, confirm password, date of birth, gender, country, mobile address, notification. Okay, so it has returned me all the different types of errors if user didn't enter any text or data in these form elements. Okay, now what I will do, I will just refresh it. Okay, now I will enter some text here. Let's say Pratap. Okay, and then email pratap at gmail.com, and password and password confirmation again. Okay, and then date of birth, I'll select just any random date. I'll select as male, and country as India, and mobile I'll just type in some random number like this. Okay, and then address, let us say Bangalore, and I will check for I'll subscribe for the notification. Okay, now I have entered all the field values, and if I click on submit now, and I got a message saying that registration successful. And if I go to my database slash PHP myadmin, okay, now if I go to registration, and then candidates, okay, now you can see previously I had two records. Now just this one is the fresh records which I have added just few minutes back in front of you. Okay, so the records have been saved successfully. Okay, this is how we can this kind of application we can create using Laravel 5.4. Whenever we will require to develop any online registration form, then we can create that application in this way. Okay, so let me start uh, this tutorial by downloading the Laravel framework. Okay, so to download Laravel, we need to go to our command prompt, and then cd double dot cd dot dot and then cd XAMPP and cd htdocs, and there, and after that we need to go to our browser and search, type in google.com, and then typing Laravel installation. Okay, and then click on the first link, and you will get a link saying that installing Laravel, and then click on that and you will get the code here to download Laravel framework. Just copy this and come here and then paste it. Registration and then enter. Okay, now from here it will take 2 to 3 minutes to download Laravel. I'll just pause this video and I will come back once the framework will get downloaded. Yeah, you can see guys, the package or the framework has been installed or downloaded successfully. You can see the status here. It had installed all these files in order to download the Laravel framework. Okay, now we need to go to our editor, and from there we need to select the downloaded um, our Laravel project. Okay, go to file and then click on open folder, and then from there you need to select okay, yeah, registration. Select the folder and close this. Okay, now we need to go to our resources. Okay, and okay, I have done another video tutorial on how to make a CRUD application using Laravel. In that folder, I have given a little bit of explanation on the required folders. So in this video, what I will be going to do is I will just go to some folders and go to those folders which are required for this project. Okay, so now if I go to my browser and then type in 127.1 slash registration slash public, and when I hit enter, then it will display me a fresh Laravel project, okay, on my browser window. Now if I want to change this home page, then I have to go to routes and then web.php. okay, routes is a routes file contains a file called as web.php. This basically tells us what happens when you hit any URL. Okay, what it should return whenever you type some URL on the UI bar. All that information will be written inside this route.php. Okay, now you can see there is a route called as get, and it has forward slash which suggests root directory. Then there is a function which returns welcome view. So we need to look for this welcome view first. Okay, so we need to go to view folder, and inside view folder we will find the welcome .blade.php file. Okay, so actually we are calling this welcome.blade.php file here inside my route. Okay, now instead of that, if I create another view, right click on the view folder and then click on new file, save it as home.blade.php. Okay, now if I type in say home, and here if I type instead of welcome, if I type home, and when I refresh the page, you will see instead of that welcome template, home template is now displaying on the browser. Okay, so this is how we can change whichever view we want, we can display with the help of routes. Okay, now what I will do is I will just create okay I will create two folders inside my views. So one folder with the name called as includes, and inside this I will create two files. One is for header, another is for footer. Save header dot blade.php, and then quickly I will create another file and save it as footer.blade.php. okay, now I will come to home. Okay, online registration form using Laravel. Okay, then h1 say welcome to Laravel. Okay, this much is enough. And if I refresh, yeah, I will get a message saying that welcome to Laravel. Okay, now now I have to link my CSS and HTML. Okay, in this video I'll be going to work with a CSS and HTML framework called as Bootstrap. Yeah, all this I have designed with the help of Bootstrap. So we need to download, we need to get those files, those Bootstrap and CSS files, bootstrap.css and bootstrap.js files, in order to create this type of theme. Okay, so for that we need to go to a browser and then type in bootwatch.com. Okay, now you'll get some bunch of already created or already designed templates. Now from here you need to select whichever theme you want and then click on preview. Okay, and okay, before that you need to download their CSS and JS files. Okay, if you click on this you will get bootstrap.css file. You need to download this file, you need to click on this and you need to copy this styling in your bootstrap.css file, and then you need to use those files inside your project. Okay, now I have already done that. I have a folder with a name called as assets, where I have downloaded all those CSS and JS files. Okay, here I have two files. One is CSS, where I have placed my CSS files bootstrap.css, and this jQuery UI.css files is for displaying our date picker. Okay, and this style.css file is related to this one. Okay, then next one is JS file. We need to download bootstrap.js files and then jQuery 3.1.0 and this jQuery 1.12.4 and then jQuery UI files. I will show you from where to download all this jQuery UI file. Okay, so what we will do, we need to go to our, okay, so just go to C drive, next window, and then XAMPP htdocs, and then select the project as registration, and then here we need to go to resources, sorry, not resources, public folder. Inside public we need to open CSS file, and we need to take CSS files from here, copy and paste these files, and second is JS, need to select these files. Okay, okay, copy this, only these three files, and then we need to come to our project JS folder and we need to paste it here. Okay, now we have copied our required JS and CSS files in our project. Okay, now we need to link those files. So to link those files we need to go to our editor, here to use link tag, and then we need to use Laravel's URL helper. Okay, CSS slash, need to go to public CSS and then bootstrap.css. Okay, then copy, paste it here, and then jQuery UI.css. Okay, next is style.css, and then we need to link our script js files. The source equals to url js slash bootstrap.js. Copy this, put it above, and we need to put jQuery 3.1.0, jQuery 3.1.0.js, and then need to use this jQuery UI also. Okay, so just copy this, copy and paste. Okay, now I will show you where you can download this jQuery UI.css file, style.css and jQuery UI.js. Okay, so for that you need to go to Google, then type jQuery date picker, and then on the first result you will get a text as date picker, and then you'll get an example here. Okay, so exactly similar type of calendar we are going to implement in our project. So if you click on this view source, you will get the source code here, and then from here we can just copy this. Okay, then open new tab and paste it here, and then enter. You will get the code for that jQuery UI.js file. Okay, then you just need to select it by press and then click, then press Ctrl C to copy and then paste in your editor. Let's say paste it in your editor and save it by pressing Ctrl S with a name called as jQuery UI.js. Okay, similarly you have to do for the rest of the files for jQuery UI.js and bootstrap.js and style.css. Okay, so you need to do the same procedure for rest of the files. And one more thing, you need to use this script also. Copy this and place it here. Okay, now we need to start creating our form. Okay, so to start creating our form, you need to go to our bootstrap.com and then click on preview on the theme paper, and then go to neobar and then get the code. Select the entire code, copy it by pressing Ctrl C, and then come here inside body and paste it. Okay, save it, and now if you refresh the page, you'll get a navigation menu on your browser. Okay, so we don't want all this stuff. We will just delete whatever we don't want. Okay, here let's change it to Laravel online registration form. Okay, then we will delete all this stuff. Then save it and refresh. Okay, let's change these links. Home, about. Okay, refresh. Okay, now what we will do, we'll just take the code from new to new till the beginning, cut it by pressing Ctrl X, and then go to header and then paste it here, and then come back again to home page and then take this, cut it out by pressing Ctrl X, and then go to footer and paste it. Okay. Now you need to call these files in your home. So use @ symbol and then include dot header. Okay, I need to refer to the folder inside inside which header and footer files are placed. Okay, my header and footer files are inside includes folder of views folder, so I have to refer to this includes folder first, and then copy this, paste it here again, footer. Okay, now if I refresh the page, I'll get the same output. Okay, now again come here and then create a div with a class of container. Okay, now again come to our bootstrap. Okay, then go to form. Okay, now let's just copy this entire form, copy and paste it here. Okay, and to this form we need to add method as post and action as action we will write after some time. Then first is here Laravel registration form. Okay, first one will be the name, so just copy this and name, copy here, change to name, and here placeholder also name. Control Z, name, here also, and here also name. Okay, and then change it to 6. Your name, email, and then password. This one also 6, and then okay, delete this. Copy, okay, and then paste it again. Okay, confirm password, and here password field will be password, and we need to add a name here, name field, name will be name, and here also name as email, and here password, and here name will be password, confirm, and then here okay, let us see which is the next field. Okay, password, confirm, and then date of birth. Date of birth will be our date picker. Copy, paste here, and need to change it to date of birth, and name will be DOB, and ID will be this one. Here I have ID for this text field. Copy this and paste it here. Date picker ID folder as dob. Okay, and then next we have gender with radio buttons. Okay, let's just copy this, cut it out, and put it here. Gender, name as gender, here also gender name, then value male. Okay, put this value inside here, and then here is female, and take this and put it here. Okay, next we have country, which will be the drop down. Okay, so here there is a drop down, just select it, cut it out, and then put it here, and then delete one of the select box. Okay, change it to India, China, America, Australia. Okay, let's make it as country and give it a name as country. Okay, now we are left with mobile and address. Okay, so for mobile we need to take this field, copy and paste here, change the name to mobile, copy, paste it here, and then need to 6, name is mobile. Okay, then we need to use a text area for address. This is 6, delete this, and name for this will be address. Okay, next one is okay, save it, and let's go to our page and refresh. Okay, now we got the form, name, email, password, confirm password, date of birth, gender, country. Okay, mobile, address, and then checkbox. Okay, let's search for the checkbox. Okay, here there is a checkbox, just select it, pressing Ctrl C, copy, and then come at the end before this button, paste it. Okay, change it to 6, then okay, notification, subscription. Okay, delete this. Okay, your name will be notification. Okay, let's check our page, refresh. Okay, now there is a checkbox, say notification for subscription. Okay, now everything is done. We need to uncheck this. Okay, refresh. Okay, now we need to set our route for this. So whenever user hit on the submit, okay, we need to change this here. Let's put this first, cut, paste. Okay, refresh the page. Okay, so whenever user click on the submit button, the URL should get changed to let us say register, and we should get a message saying that a record added successfully or candidates registered successfully. Okay, right now I'm getting an error because we don't have set this URL inside our route.php file. So let's set this URL, route get. Okay, we need the route to be register. Okay, so as I said just few minutes back, whenever user types saying register / register, so this suggests this one here / register, and then we need to call a controller. Controllers say registers controller, and a function inside that controller will be register. Okay, so whenever user types in register and hit enter, we should call a registers controller, and the function inside this registers controller will be the register. Okay, we'll be calling this register function present inside this registers controller. Let's copy this, and we need to make a controller first. Okay, for that we need to go to our command prompt, and we need to make a controller using PHP artisan command. Okay, that's cd registration, and then PHP artisan make controller registers controller. Okay, controller registers controller. Okay, now hit enter. Our controller will be created. Okay, yeah, I got a message saying the controller created successfully. So now we need to go to our editor. Okay, inside app http and then controllers, then you will get a controller with the name called registers controller. Here we need to create a function, public function register. Okay, so now let's see, return successful. Okay, so now as I said, I'm calling a route which is / register. Whenever the user click on the submit button, whenever user types in the data and click on the submit button, the URL should get changed to register, and it will come inside this registers controller and call this function called as a register, which I have created here. Okay, so now let's see, it has displayed a message saying that successful, because I have written successful inside this register function. That's why it is returning successful. Okay, now let's delete this, and we need to start making validations. Okay, so whenever user tries to submit the submit button, whenever user tries to click the submit button without entering or without filling some of the text boxes values or all the text box values, then we should display them appropriate messages. Okay, for that we need to use an instance of request object. Okay, we just need to call this request $request. Okay, and here dollar this, need to call the validate method, and inside this we need to pass this request instance of the request object. Copy this, paste it here, and then we need to pass an array to create an array inside this validate method, where we need to set our validation rules. Okay, let's say name required. We need to set the rules for all the input fields in our form. Let's copy this, paste 5 times, okay. Copy and paste here, name, email, password, and then next will be, okay, one thing you need to remember that these fields, name, email, and password, should match with the fields which we have given inside our input tags. Okay, see here, name is there, this is the same name I'm referring here inside my validation rules, and there is a email name, and this same name we need to refer here. Okay, and there is a password field, password name. Yeah, it's the same name field, password we need to use here. Okay, and then the next one is pass copy and paste here, and the next is date of birth. Okay, and then next one is gender, paste, and the next one is country, and then next is mobile, then address. Okay, and then last one is notification. Okay, once all these validation rules are set, we need to return validation passed. Okay, now let's see. Okay, we need to display the errors. We need to write the errors. For that, we need to go to our home class, home.php file, and here we need to type say if count of errors are greater than 0, dollar and if. Okay, for each errors, we call all for all errors. Okay, dollar and for each. Okay, now we need to create a div with the class of alert of danger. Okay, and then this error. Okay, now we should get a message saying that you need to fill your name, you need to fill your username, password, all those things. Okay, so let's. Okay, now we need to add our action here. Okay, this action is same whatever we have mentioned in our root file. Okay, we need to use the same action, copy this and paste it here. Okay, so whenever user click on this submit button, click on the submit button, it should submit the form to slash register. Okay, cut. Okay, save it, and then okay, I think everything is fine now. We need to test our application. Okay, now let's refresh the page. Okay, now if I click on submit without entering any text in any of the text boxes, we should get messages. Okay, get. Okay, need to change it to post. Okay, refresh. Okay, now if I click on submit, okay, now it's saying me is verify CRF token. Okay, we need to use CSRF, cross server request forgery field below our form. Okay. CSRF underscore field. Okay, save it, and now go back and refresh the page, and when I click on submit, okay, now it's showing me errors saying that name field is required, email field is required, and all those things. Okay, now let's just need to change the layout of these errors. Let's say if it was call MD of 8. Okay, if I click on submit, Okay, it's saying me name field is required, email, password, confirm password, date of birth, country, mobile address, and notification. Okay, let's see how many years. So okay, I'm getting 10 errors as I'm having 10 form fields inside my form, so that's why it's returning for 10 errors. Okay, so now let's delete this, and we need to create our model. Okay, we need to create a model to interact with our database. Okay, just so before that we need to create a database. So let's go to a PHP admin, and then click on databases, and here say registration. I think we already have a database with enable registration. Okay, let's say online register. Okay, online register. Register. Okay, now create the database. Okay, now database is created. We need to go to our command prompt, and we need to create a model. Okay, so just before that I just want to tell you, I want to show you something. When you come inside database and click on migrations, so whenever you install any Laravel project, it will create two two schema files. One is user table and reset tables. Okay, so whenever we run our migration, we will be creating another table with the name called as candidates. Okay, just few minutes later I will be creating another table, another schema for the table for my candidates. Okay, so then at that time you will see another schema file inside this migration. Okay, so migrations allows us to keep uh, keep a PHP file of all our data of our table schema. Okay, it will create a schema file of all the tables and place it inside this migration folder. Okay, so need to go to our editor, command prompt, and then PHP artisan make model, and then that model will be candidate, and minus m to create the schema for our table. Okay, now hit enter. Okay, now you can see there is a table. This table was previously not there. So when I run this, when I created this candidate model, at the time this candidate table schema gets created. Now if I click on this candidate schema will show me the structure of my table. Okay, right now there are only two fields in this table called as candidates, and there are two table fields like candidates and timestamps. Okay, if we want to add further more fields inside this table, we can add those by just copy this, paste it here, and then change it to string name. Okay, so just copy here and paste it here, so 10 times, because we have 10 fields in our form. Copy, paste name, email, password, and then we have password confirmation. Okay, and then we have date of birth, then gender, and we have country, then mobile, and then address, and then notification. Okay, and for this address I'll be using medium text. Okay, now we have created we have make changes inside the schema of our candidates table. So now if I hit PHP artisan migration command, then automatically this schema will be turned into a table, database table inside this database. Okay, right now if I click on our database table, I can't see anything here. Okay, so once I hit PHP artisan migration command, then automatically three tables will get created. One is for users, another for his password, and the third one is for candidates. Okay, with all these fields. So let's do this. If I hit enter, then I might get an error here because okay, it's not defined. It will mean okay. So let's do one thing. Let's first go to our env file, and here we need to type in the name of our database. The name of our database is online register. Okay, and the username is root, and password is nothing. Okay, now we need to add some line of code inside our providers. Inside provider, go to app service provider.php, and here we need to add some code. Okay, here we need to add some code here, and then inside here also. Okay, okay, now you need to go to your app http, and then inside your providers you need to open this app service provider.php, and inside that you need to add this line of code. Okay, and these two codes, this one and this one. And now you need to, once you are done with your database configuration, which is you need to make inside your env, here I have written my database credentials. Online register will be the database, and root is the username. Once you are done with all these things, then you need to come uh, to your command prompt, and then type php artisan migrate, and then hit enter. Okay, it's will show you message saying that migration table created successfully, and then now you need to come to your database, click on the name of your database, and then you will get the four tables. All these password and user tables and migration will be automatically generated, and but this candidates will be generated based on the fields you have created inside your candidates schema. Okay, if we click on structure, you can see a table uh, with the mentioned fields will be created. Okay, now you need to go to your editor, and then you need to use your model. Use app model. Our model is candidate. Okay, and now you need to create an object of your model. Let's say candidate equals to new candidate. Okay, now candidates, you need to refer the fields. You need to refer to the fields of your form with the help of this candidates object. Okay, so candidate of name equals to, with the help of request object, we can call our database, our form fields. Okay, name. Okay, we have used our request object, and this is our request object. With the help of request object, we are calling the fields, which are are the data which is the user going to enter inside these forms. Okay, so now one is okay. Copy and paste here a couple of times. Copy, paste here, and then change it. Okay, email Okay, then password confirmation, date of birth, gender, country, mobile, then address, then lastly notification. Okay, now the next is we need to save. We need to save the data by using save command, and then at the end you need to turn redirect to home page with a message response saying that register successfully. Okay, save it, and now we need to create that message. We need to display that message to the user, and then for that we need to go to our home page and then at session if session response, then end if, and then we need to print that message inside a div with a class call md of 8, and then sorry, alert of success. Okay, success, and then at sorry, session of success. Okay, now let's refresh our page. Okay, expected end if session okay, save it, refresh the page. Okay, now if I tries to submit the form without entering the text in the form or data in the form, then I must get the error. Okay, I'm getting the errors, and then I refresh the page and enter Ajay, then ajay@gmail.com, and then password and password confirmation, and then date of birth. Okay, it's not working. Okay, let's come here, go to header. Okay, click on view page source. Okay, g slash. Okay, so there was a little bit of problem, I think, on this linking. Now let's refresh the page, and okay, now it's now that calendar is coming. Now let's make it as h@gmail.com and then okay, and then I'll just select any random date, then mail, country India, and then okay, date, and then address, and then notification. If I click on submit now, I must get a message saying that registration successful. Okay, okay, here there is some problem. Okay, here copy, paste. Okay, now let's refresh, and now if I say enter Amer at okay, password, confirm password, date of birth, gender, and then country, mobile. Okay, then address. If I click on notification and click submit, I'll get a message as registered successfully. And now if I come to database and click on candidates, I'll get two records inside my database. The first was we had um, registered just before this when we didn't able to see the response message from the server. At that time this record was inserted, and now second time we have inserted this record. Okay, second record. So this is all about creating an online application form for registration using Laravel. Okay, so I hope you understood. I hope you guys got some useful information out of this video, how to use different form elements um, and create a registration form using Laravel. Okay, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, click on like button, share it with your friends, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.